While we're waiting, Elaine, do you want to give like kind of a brief overview of who you are?
Absolutely. So I am newly on board as the Director of Operations, and I am here to work with you all in helping us all grow this organization and fulfilling more dreams and having more fun in the rest of 2020 and 2021 and
Awesome.
beyond.
And beyond into the future. Very cool. Okay, good. We're getting some people logging on here. So kind of while people are joining, real quick, I want you to kind of, if you've never used this platform before, this is Zoom webinars. And so basically each of you, you're not on camera or anything. You can't even, like we can't hear you or anything. So I want you to practice something real quick with me. At the bottom of your screen, you should see some options. Either it'll be a more button that you have to click or the icon will just be there. But there's an option to raise your hand. So if you guys could just check that out, see if you can click raise hand. Oh, good. Everyone's raising their hand. Love it. Awesome. So it seems to be working for everyone. Cool, because we will be using that in a little bit when we're asking some of you questions, because then that way I can actually unmute you and have you respond once you've raised your hand. So cool, just wanted to get that out there. And then there's also a section that says Q&A. So you can click that, and basically it allows you to ask a question, and it can either be anonymous or to everyone or to just us. So throughout this webinar, if you have a question that comes up, be sure to type it there, and then we'll be sure to get around to it and answer the question for you as we go. So cool. I'm assuming that's cool because I can't hear from anyone except Elaine. Elaine and I can chat. Awesome, cool. Well, since it's a couple minutes in, I guess we should kind of dive in. We just wanted to, first of all, welcome everyone. Thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much for hopping on here. I know this is such a strange and crazy time, and some of you might be taking your classes online right now, so we appreciate you hopping on here throughout your class day. And if you're on spring break or if you're not even in classes right now, we appreciate it because we imagine you probably don't have a lot of other things to do right now, unfortunately, while we're all kind of cooped up here at home. So this is a great way for us to come together and chat and make sure that we're all on the same page as far as things moving forward for dream catchers and for other ways you can just volunteer in ways that will kind of push forward our mission. So to kind of get started real quick, if you all want to lower your hands right now, because I'm about to ask you a question and then I want you to raise them, and we're going to call on you, and it'll be kind of fun to hear your responses to this. So we were chatting about some fun questions, but I really would love to hear, what's like the best piece of advice you've gotten lately. If anyone wants to share, I think that would be something really cool to share with everyone to kind of keep spirits bright and happy right now. So if anyone wants to raise their hand and share the best piece of advice you've gotten lately, that would be awesome. Cool. Okay, Sarah, I'm going to allow you to talk, and we'd love to hear from you. All right. Go ahead.
You guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Awesome. Okay, yeah. I think the best thing I've heard right now is to remain calm, because obviously stress just kind of heightens everything else and causes panic. So I think just remaining calm and staying virtually connected to people is the most helpful for me right now.
Amazing.
I feel isolated.
Yeah, totally.
So I've lost like half my work this week, and
yeah,
not connecting with people, and it feels very weird. So just picking up the phone and FaceTiming my mom or calling friends, sending a group chat, like checking in on people.
Yeah.
Any way we can.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah.
You know what's kind of funny, you guys, is that we're here today to talk about social isolation and about that. But I looked forward to this webinar today because I'm socially isolated.
Yeah, it's a good way to connect. Does anyone else want to raise their hand or share maybe like if you were a superhero, what your superpower would be? That one can be fun sometimes too. I know mine would be teleporting. I feel like that would be the best thing ever to get to do. Anyone else? Elaine?
I'd like to fly.
Flying would be great.
Yes.
Cool. Any other pieces of advice or superpowers anyone wants to butt in here? Raise your hand on the thing. No? Okay, that's okay. We'll move right forward here. Yeah, and we promised this would be quick, so we're gonna get right to it. And I'm gonna start by sharing my screen. So if everyone could just make sure that you're seeing this, and if you're not, then send us a chat or send us a question. All right, good? Are we good? Okay, awesome. So today we're just going to chat really briefly on the top 5 ways that you can actually help address senior social isolation and still flatten the curve, as in the curve of this crazy outbreak, and also with senior loneliness, isolation, depression that can be caused during this time. So it's a really crucial time for us to actually step up rather than stepping down and just kind of going within ourselves and isolating ourselves. But in fact, this can actually be a really powerful time for you to step up. So for those of you who might be on this call that don't know a lot about dream catchers, we just wanted to do a really quick slide about dream catchers, though I think most of you probably know.
But if you don't know, our mission and vision, obviously, to make the dreams come true for those patients in hospice care or palliative care, and also just really make those days of comfort, you know, as happy for them as possible. So really connecting with them in as many ways as we can, and at the same time really giving you all an outlet for social connectedness, and also kind of giving you an opportunity to see some like business building schools and skills and entrepreneurial skills, because you have so much opportunity to kind of drive how big your chapter can become.
Awesome. Yeah. And of course, this is a lot about this intergenerational connection that you all have already experienced a lot of the time, connecting with these typically elderly people. And so obviously right now, this is a super critical time. And just kind of going off of that, we'll go right into why now. Like, why are we having this webinar? Why are we still trying to be active within Dreamcatchers? And I'll take it to Elaine to go over that part.
I mean, you know, we're all talking about this already. The reality is that we're all kind of dispersed. There's this social distancing going on, and we don't know for how long it will be. But we do already know from data I've been gathering what it has on us. And we know that it has a distinct and severe impact on the elderly. And obviously those who are elderly and in poor health, then we get even more concerned. So I can't help but feel as though we can still do significant work and have such a huge impact. And then additionally, you know, make such good use of the time that we have right now. So it's all good.
Yeah, awesome. Very cool. And Elaine and I have been talking a lot about how this time will probably have some implications into the future on specifically our elderly population. And so it's more critical than ever that we actually stay involved and we do our part to kind of help combat this isolation that we're talking about. So that kind of leads us into why Dreamcatchers. You're part of something really special right now, because we are right at the heart of this vulnerable population that's being most affected by this crazy disease. And so of course, hospice patients are typically elderly, and a lot of the people that you all have been interacting with or are going to be interacting with are going to be of that kind of elderly demographic. And so that makes up a large part of this vulnerable population. And the fact that our organization is already so powered by you. It's so powered by you as students, you as volunteers, and willing to go out there and grant these dreams and connect with this population that is so often ignored. It gives us kind of that unique placement to be able to continue connecting and offer our services because of the fact that we do know about this population. We've interacted with them, or we intend to interact with them, and we are already interested in helping them out. So it gives us kind of that great place to be in, to actually make a difference and to do something special. And so while we're all stuck at home and doing classes online, or, you know, figuring out ways to entertain ourselves at home, this is a great time to continue to serve through Dreamcatchers. And it's something that we're really encouraging you to do, because we don't want just our organization to come to a halt because of the fact that we can't really grant dreams right now. It's harder to interact with these hospice patients because, of course, visitors are completely restricted into nursing homes, into seniors' homes, things like that. So it as far as the physical contact part, that has become very difficult, but we're looking for ways, and we're trying to find ways for all of us to stay involved. And so this is kind of a little bit more about what we can do together and how we can keep our clubs, because I know a lot of you are chapter leaders and you're the presidents. You're going to be the ones that your club members are looking to for that guidance and for that leadership of, like, you know, instead of just sitting at home watching movies in our free time, can we do something to help these people who are so alone and who don't have a choice and don't have anything to look forward to? And something really important I want to bring up here is also that it's such a, you know, right now everything's getting postponed, everything's getting canceled. We're all like, oh, once this is over, we'll do that, right? Like, come a few months down the road, everything can resume as normal. But you have to remember that a lot of these people on hospice specifically, they don't have that time, right? Like, they don't have that few months that they can wait for things to resume again. And so the time really is now. And I don't want us to just ignore them right now because of this lockdown that we're in. And so we're here to kind of offer you some fun ideas to hopefully not only entertain yourselves, but engage your club members and remain strong as a leader, because it's truly in these times of, like, difficult, challenging times that leaders truly do step up and leaders do show themselves. And so it's going to be really cool for you to see as club leaders, as club members, just show what you can do with this time and how you can lead your fellow club members to, you know, this place of more service and of doing more. So it'll be cool to see. And so we hope that we can help you come up with ideas for that. And we are definitely here to help you if you have any questions as you're keeping them engaged with these different ideas. So with that being said, first of all, does anyone have any questions about why we're doing this as of right now? Elaine, are you seeing any questions pop up?
I am not.
Okay. I'm not sure if I can actually look. Hang on, let me see.
No, I don't see any.
Okay.
I did want to share just a quick stat, if I could, or it's a quote, and it really struck me, and it's from the former U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy, and he said, COVID-19 will impact the poor, the elderly, and the sick the most, and it's our job to ensure that they aren't left behind. That just really stuck with me.
Totally. Yeah. So it's up to us, and we can really create a movement, you guys. This is going to be really beautiful within Dreamcatchers. And I think if you all kind of take the lead and help us in your respective communities, this could become something really awesome. And we can really help to relieve a lot of the issues that are coming up about because of this. Okay, so let's get right into it. Let's get into what you can do. And all of these things you can do right now, which is pretty cool. You don't really have to be in a group to do any of these things. And of course, these might vary depending on which community you live in. Specifically, I know here in California, we are in a safe at home lockdown, so we can't really leave our homes. But some places you still can, but just remember to be safe with all of this. So, okay, first and foremost, we have this concept of care packages. So if you got our email a couple days ago, you might remember that we mentioned that you can possibly put together some care packages for local senior living homes, nursing homes. So all these facilities, like I said, they are not allowing any visitors inside due to the increased risk. And so this is something that they're lacking right now. Like I actually did this here in Los Angeles. I called up a local senior living facility and I mentioned this idea, and he was like, oh my gosh, that would be amazing. Like, a lot of our residents, they're used to having visitors. They're used to having care packages dropped off, like, from their family members, and they're not getting that because their family members might be older and they don't want to leave their house either. So what I was able to do was put together a bunch of goodies and treats and things into little packages that I made literally at home, sanitized it all and dropped it off at the nursing home. So they really appreciated that because their residents hadn't gotten like fun cookies or treats, or, you know, I included some body lotions and flowers and things like that that are small luxuries, right? When you don't have any visitors able to come in. So whatever you think could bring a smile to their face. We also put in a lot of cards. That's also an option. You can write little messages of encouragement. It can all be homemade. It can all be things you have around the house, even just getting crafty with it. Of course, you want to make sure that you sanitize everything that you're bringing there, because you don't want to be carrying anything into the nursing home. You're obviously going to be dropping it off outside because you won't be allowed in, but this is something really special that even a lot of nursing homes, we just got off the phone with one in Oregon, and they loved the idea, and they thought this would be something so cool for their residents to receive. So if you want to try something like that, get crafty, get creative with it. It doesn't need to be as like intense as in this photo. You can really just use whatever you have, whatever you want to make. You can pick some flowers, like really include anything. And of course, just be aware of whatever your community regulations are around this. And if you're, you know, at home with your parents, then that will be a determining factor as well, if they will let you go out and get stuff, or if you should just use stuff around the house. So this is an option, delivering those care packages. And it's something that can really mean a lot to the residents. When I was on the phone with the administrator of one here in LA, he was like, yeah, I have this great 92-year-old resident, and she is used to having regular visits from her 100-year-old sister, which is kind of crazy. So I guess the 100-year-old sister is still living on her own, but the 92-year-old is in a nursing home. And she's used to those regular visits, and her sister would bring her stuff and chat with her. And of course, this 100-year-old sister is not leaving her house anymore. So he said that this 92-year-old woman's very lonely, and she just misses getting these little tokens of care from her sister. So one of the packages I made went to her. So things like that, talk it over with your clubs, text it over, FaceTime it over. Obviously, you're not going to be seeing them in person, probably, but you can definitely discuss this idea over video. Next up, the idea of—
Caitlin, I had a quick question for you, Caitlin. Grace wanted to know, I think she wanted to know more specifically, how did you sanitize the items to make sure it was safe to give to them?
Oh, sure. Yeah, of course. So I actually brought Lysol disinfectant wipes. I couldn't find any spray, but if you have the spray, that's great. And then when I was loading the care packages, I had sanitized my hands. And then when I dropped it off with the administrator of the home, I brought the wipes in, but he was like, we have plenty here. We will re-disinfect it. So it's likely that they're actually going to do the same thing. But just to be cautious, you can be like, I was extra careful. I sanitized, like you can just, like basically I wiped down like the box of treats that I was giving. I wiped down the body lotion, things like that. And then of course, probably only do that if you're 100% healthy, just to be safe, because it is going inside a vulnerable population's home. So good question.
Absolutely.
Cool. Okay, so this one, this is also very easy to do from home, make and send cards. A lot of our chapters, so this is actually an Instagram story taken from one of our chapters out in Mesa that did this a couple days ago, and they're actually still doing this because, you know, you have all this time now, so you might as well make as many cards as you can. But just make homemade cards. You don't really have to go out and get anything. Use markers, use craft stuff that you have at home. And just write some encouraging messages. Like you can see here, they wrote things like, you're the strongest of them all, keep smiling, like really nice messages to brighten their day, because even something as simple as this can be such a joy to these residents that don't have that interaction with anyone. Other creative craft ideas, you know, you can make dream catchers if we're along the dream catcher theme. That could be something really special. You could even write up the message of what a dream catcher is and the story behind it so that they understand. And it'd be a great way for you to actually spread the message of the dream catcher and the story of the dream catcher by including it with a homemade dream catcher. So that would be super cool. Really any crafts would be really fun and also easy for you to do at your house and with your club members, or, you know, virtually with your club members. So something to keep in mind as well. And you could always just mail these, you could drop them off, whatever whatever you find easiest. And we'll talk a little bit about how to get in touch with a nursing home. But basically, if you have a hospice partner, that's a great place to start. Reach out to them, ask them if they'd like any of these things and if you can help in any way. Otherwise, what I did here in LA, because I did all of these ideas to basically pilot them for you all, but then also I wanted to give back here in my community. And I literally just Googled senior living near me. And I called the first 3 that came up. And the first one was like, yes, we're in. And so that was the one I chose. So it can be as simple as that, just finding a place near you. So very easy.
And I think now, more than ever, I think our message is even kind of bigger. So if there's a senior center, not even a hospice, in addition to your hospice partner, if you have the opportunity to reach out to a senior center near you, this gives us an opportunity to touch more lives, because the social isolation runs really deep, right?
Totally. Definitely. Thank you. Okay, next up. Elaine, do you want to take this one?
Yes, this is an idea that I have that I'm still working with, and it's not fully rolled out, although I know some of you have done this in terms of fulfilling dreams, but and that's the VR part, but this is something that you all can give me feedback on. I think it would be really great if we could find some creative ways to utilize Skype, FaceTime, not so certain about TikTok, but different ways to either engage with the seniors in real time, or maybe film something and then get it to them. And it could be anything, showcasing your talents, having them tell you a story, you telling them a story. I'm sure you have a lot of creative ideas as well. I think the most important element of this is that they just really want that connection with you, and they're so impressed with all the talent that you have, and they love to see. So I think we have an easy way that we can make that happen. And then the virtual reality part is I'm working on right now. I'd like to see us be able to leverage that for the interim in terms of fulfilling dreams, because we are working virtually right now, right? So I don't want to stop the clock on making dreams happen. So this is an initiative that I'm working with right now, and would love to see us be able to incorporate that on a more regular basis.
Awesome. Yeah. And if any of you have any connections to virtual reality providers, maybe some of you have virtual reality, like, what do they call them? Goggles. But as you can see from this photo, this was a dream done by one of our chapters in Bakersfield a while back, because the man couldn't actually physically go to Florida. They did virtual reality tour of like the Florida Keys and the beach and everything. And so kind of got him to be there. So this is something we're working on, trying to find some vendors in your communities to help you provide these experiences to residents and to patients. But if you know of any, that's a great place to start. And you could offer this as a fun experience to a lot of the people who are isolated, and who, just showing them the outside world, and like getting them, maybe they get to go on a tour of Rome or something via these virtual reality goggles. That could be something really, really amazing for them after being trapped kind of in their rooms, in their nursing homes for a while. So that's something we're definitely exploring. And then, yeah, all of these different video options are great. So I know you all are probably on TikTok, so you know all about filming videos. So this could be something super easy that comes to you, and it could be something you just send off to nursing homes and senior living. So kind of going off of that, we also came up with this idea that I've actually been piloting here as well in LA, a virtual Penpal program. First of all, can we take a minute to appreciate this adorable photo? So this was one of our dreams in Northern California, and they were teaching this patient, how to use Snapchat. And so it was really adorable. She was like getting to try all the different filters, and just kind of shows you how fun it can be to show some of these older people younger technologies, because it's so enlightening to them. So virtual pen pal program. So I don't even mean just writing cards or writing notes, writing letters the old fashioned way. but we're actually talking about a video Penpal program. So essentially what that would involve is reaching out, again, like I said, to local places, either through your hospice, either, you know, regular nursing homes, senior living centers that you know of near you, Googling it, whatever it might be, and ask them if they would like to set up a virtual Penpal program with their residents. And we're providing a template, so we already have it all written out for you, so you don't even have to write the email. You can just customize it however you'd like. But what this would look like, we imagine, and how it's looking like here, where I'm doing it, you basically ask them, the activities director, the administrator, whoever it might be, to target a few residents that might be feeling extra lonely or really not have any family to talk to, and give you their names, maybe a little bit about them, but most importantly their names. And what you can do, and you can do this from anywhere, right? You just get on your phone. Oh, sorry, just tearing apart my computer here. Okay, get on your phone, film a video, a selfie video of yourself saying like, "Hey Martha, Caitlin here, like this is what I've done today, you know, it's a little strange being locked in my house, but this is how I'm making the most of it. Like, this is what I want to be when I grow up." Like all these fun things you can tell them about yourself. And then what they'll do is the activities director or administrator will help this resident film a video back to you. And they'll say, you know, "Hey Caitlin, like same here, not doing much, but like this is what I was like growing up, and this is a little bit about me." And you start to share stories back and forth. And how it's working here is it's actually pretty cool. They're sending me a few names of residents, and I have several friends here in the area that want to get involved, and we'll basically just send them videos back and forth. And then hopefully when this is all over, we can keep it up until we can actually meet them in person. And then how cool will that be to go and meet the person that you've been doing all these pen pal videos with, and actually bonding with, because this gives them a purpose. Sometimes it could even give, like, you're the reason they might get up in the morning and have a smile on their face that day because you are sending a video to them that day. And it's so easy for us, right? It takes 2 minutes to film a video and send it. So this is a really great idea, and we think all of you can be a part of this and can do this, and it's really easy to set up. I mean, heck, I sent this to the very first nursing home I saw, and they said absolutely. So what we'll do, if you're interested, after this webinar, we'll send you this template. We'll share it. It's basically a short email that you can send to like maybe a few nursing homes, senior livings near you, even maybe your hospice that you're partnered with. Send this over. It explains the virtual pen pal program and see what they say. See if they want to sign up, see if they want to be a part of it with you. And maybe each of your club members could have a different pen pal, which could be really cool. You could all create these bonds and establish these friendships with them and really give them a reason to be happy and to spread that light with them. Very cool. Okay, last but not least, offer your help. If you've seen this, this is going viral on the internet, but this is a note posted in Brooklyn, New York, and students, young people are posting these to help their elderly neighbors, their sicker neighbors, to do things like grocery shop or, you know, pick up their prescriptions or get toiletries, walk the dog, simple things like that that you can help with. That is if you are allowed to, if you can get out of the house. And then of course, just be aware and stay away from large crowds, and only help if you're super healthy. But we're actually starting a sign up sheet, which I'm going to share in the chat box as soon as I finish this. And if you want to click on that and sign up, we will keep you posted if there are any people that have needs in your area that you could help with. So we'll send that to you as well. And we will also send you this.
So one of the things that I want to do going forward is I want to support you all in. So we're going to be adding a shared resource page drive, and that's a place where you all can find videos that you're all coming up with, and then also put in your own. And I've populated that page already with a few different resources that I found: the Metropolitan Opera, streaming live opera every day, things like that. And these are resources that you could use potentially to make a dream come virtually, or just ways in which you might engage with this population during this time. So I just think it would be great if you all could capitalize on the amazing ideas that you all come up with.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm sending you right now the sign-up sheet in the chat box. So let me know if you can see that. This is the sign-up sheet for helping in your community. No pressure, of course, but if you're interested, throw your name and your info on there, just so that we know in case we get any requests from those different areas where you are. And then I'm also going to share with you this resource drive, and all of you are welcome to add to it. Like Elaine said, if you have anything that you found helpful for you right now, in granting dreams or in any of the things that we've mentioned. So this is the shared resource page. Okay, and with that, we will open it up to questions. If anyone wants to raise their hand or just let us know your thoughts, just raise your hand or type it in the Q&A so we can see it, and we would love to answer those and hear from you.
Anything yet?
Okay, perfect.
Were we really that thorough?
Are we what?
I said, were we really that thorough?
Yeah, no questions whatsoever. So impressed. Okay, so check out that chat. Everyone can see that, right? Raise your hand if you can't see the chat. We have the sign-up sheet and we have the shared resource drive. Okay, perfect. Oh wait, you're raising your hand that you can't see it. Uh-oh. Okay, so look in the chat in the bot. Oh, I was just sending it to panelists. There we go. Let me resend this. You guys are right. Sorry. Okay, can you see it now? Okay, lower your hands if you can see it. Okay, awesome. Perfect. Okay, any last questions? Raise your hand, leave a Q&A. Feel free to reach out to us individually, but check out those resources, check out the sign-up sheet, and remember, you all are leaders, and so I think it's really awesome that you're taking this into your hands and helping to lead your club through this strange time and keeping them active, because we can have such a difference, and that's what's the really amazing part, and you can be part of this movement with us of helping these seniors in their isolation and their loneliness, and bringing them joy. So we hope you'll take some of these ideas and implement them, and please reach out to us anytime if you have questions. We appreciate you. We appreciate all you're doing. Stay healthy, wash your hands, and yeah, be safe. We're excited to hear about the things that you're able to do. Make sure to post pictures, tag us on Instagram, so that we know what you're up to. Cool.
Thanks, guys. I can't wait to work with all of you.
Awesome. Thank you all. Have a wonderful Friday, wonderful weekend. Talk to you soon. Bye.